Welcome, welcome, everybody. Thank y'all so much for joining us today. We know it is cold and it is most likely y'all's lunch break. So thank y'all so much for choosing to spend your lunch break with the talent team at ACDS for today's presentation. All right, and as everybody's coming in, just a little bit of homework before we get started. If you guys wouldn't mind just to mute your microphones, and then definitely want to encourage everyone to use the chat. I like to incorporate questions as we're going through today's webinar. So as you have a question, if you'll go ahead and put it in the chat, we would sure appreciate it. And then let's see here. Yeah, and then I also would love if everybody, if you wouldn't mind just to share with us how you heard about today's webinar. ACDS is active on all the social media platforms. And so that would be super helpful for us just to share with us how you heard about today's event. And we'll give just a couple minutes for folks to continue filtering in, and then we will get started with today's webinar.
So excited to see Danilo here. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I am doing wonderful. It's super cold in Fayetteville, so please don't mind me with my hoodie. Even in my apartment, it's kind of cold.
I
I had
understand.
I had a heater issue and they fixed it this morning, so it's gonna take time for my apartment to warm back up. So glad to be here.
Ditto.
Well, even through all that, you joined in, so thank you. We're excited. Okay, so it looks like we've got, I think everybody in the waiting room admitted. So if without further ado, we'll get started today. Again, thank you guys very, very much for joining us for today's webinar through Arkansas Center for Data Sciences. Our topic today, beyond the basics, AI-powered strategies and tools for IT job seekers. So just in general, across the board today, our goal is just to share with you guys how AI has truly transformed today's job search. There is so much technology that has been integrated in lots of different platforms. And we want you to walk away from today's webinar feeling empowered to have a successful job search. We're going to share with you some great tools to help you be the most successful in navigating your job search right now, whether you're, switching careers or just trying to level up in your career. Hopefully you'll have some good information to take away from today's session. All right, so of course, our ACDS talent team, there are 6 of us, and we all work very, very closely together. So anything that we do, it is definitely a product of the whole team. So I'd just like to introduce our talent team to you. I'm sure most of you guys recognize some names and faces here. But I'm Amanda Champlin. I manage our internship program at ACDS, and I'm here in the northwest part of the state. And then we've got Miss Ashley French. She is our Director of Talent Management and Recruiting. She's in the Central Arkansas area. And then on our call today, we have Miss Jenny Sales and Miss Nicole Parsons, both our senior talent recruiters. And Nicole's here in Northwest Arkansas. We've got Jenny down in the South Central part of the state. And then Elise Long, she is our newest recruiter on the team. And then Miss Katie Rains, she is our talent recruiter who manages our Reskill Arkansas training program. We also have a special guest with us, our executive director, Bill Yoder. Saw you come in through the waiting room. Excited to have you today.
Glad to be here, Amanda. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, so ACDS, Arkansas Center for Data Sciences. We are a nonprofit And our overall mission is to help grow the tech talent within the state of Arkansas. But more than that, we want to help retain that talent in the state of Arkansas by helping people sharpen their skills in the tech industry. And then we partner with companies all over the state to offer apprenticeship opportunities as well as internship opportunities to help you get that foot in the door and help our Arkansans, get that employment. And we work with people of all walks of life. We work with veterans, we work with folks who have maybe taken a little bit of time out of the workforce and are jumping back in. Stay-at-home parents who, have maybe taken some time off to care for family members or care for children. They're trying to get back into the workforce. We love to work with those individuals. Some folks, have been laid off and they're looking for support, trying to get back into the workforce. And definitely love working with folks who are transitioning from military life back into civilian life. We understand that can come, with a lot of some challenges, and we are more than happy to support in any way that we can. And then, we also work with people who are gainfully employed and who are looking to upskill. That's the name of the game in today's IT world is, that continuous learning, always looking to challenge yourself and continue to grow and strengthen your skills. So no matter where you are in this walk of life, we are happy to work with you. Okay, so some of you guys may be familiar with our three main programs here at ACDS, but we're going to cover just kind of some of the high points of them. I mentioned before, Miss Katie Rains, our talent recruiter who manages our Reskill Arkansas training program. We have fantastic access to help you upskill yourself and equip yourself with skills needed to enter the IT workforce. We partner with Google Coursera, and our Reskill Arkansas training participants are, we are happy to connect them at no cost to our participants. We're happy to connect you with Google Coursera professional certifications. We offer everything from data analytics, UX design, project management, IT support, cybersecurity, IT automation with Python, of course, which does tie a little bit into today's topic. And then we're also branching out to offer courses in, digital marketing and e-commerce. That is such a growing space, and we are definitely excited to be able to support our candidates with resources in that area. And of course, our next program, I'm partial to it, our work-based learning internship program. So again, we partner with employers all over the state to offer opportunities for candidates to get that first opportunity, their foot in the door at an organization. We have so many people in the state of Arkansas who dedicate months of their time towards building their skills and obtaining those professional certifications. And they're ready to get to work. And sometimes it can be hard to, without that professional experience on your resume, it can be a little difficult to get your foot in the door. So that's where our internship program originated from. We want to help support people who have put in that hard work, who have the skill set. We want, to help you with that first opportunity. So our internship program, it's 3 months. And again, we partner with companies all over the state to offer these. And ACDS is able to provide a wage. So it's paid internship. I know back in the day when, I was doing internships, they weren't paid. So a little silver lining there. And then bonus point, just cherry on the top here, we offer mentorship on the ACDS side, as well as mentorship from our company partners. So you're not entering this new field, this new role, you're not alone. We're going to offer you support on all sides to help make sure you're successful. And then, of course, we have our apprenticeship program. These are our full-time roles. And some of you all may be familiar with the apprenticeship concept. It's, you know, I think most people have probably heard of it more in the trades industry, but it is a fantastic program in IT. It is regulated through the Department of Labor, so it's a true official program. But through ACDS, again, we work with companies across the state to help them hire full-time roles in the forms of apprenticeship. So it's traditional full-time role, but you have access to 144 hours of continuous training and education on the job. And of course, these are paid opportunities. So it's when we partner with these employers and they say, yes, we are interested in a fantastic candidate and we love the idea and fully support them continuing to grow in their knowledge and their skills while they're working for us. So apprenticeship, if you don't know much about it, head to our website. We are super proud to be able to provide those within the state of Arkansas. Okay, so to our topic today, what is AI? So just in a nutshell, artificial intelligence, it refers to the development of computer systems that can perform tasks that would typically require human intelligence. So some of those, soft skills that, we really think of: problem solving, adapting, learning, being able to apply the knowledge that you've learned, um, reasoning, and then also perception. AI is such a tremendous field of technology right now. It has really changed the game in so many different areas. And, I think this is something that can almost be a rabbit hole. So we want to give you guys a solid high-level overview of what AI is, and most importantly, how you all can use it to your advantage to find a great job. So AI, their goal is to create and, mimic and adapt things that would, ordinarily require human interaction. And it's going to do so without explicit instructions and manual programming from humans. So it's a pretty amazing concept that is just really a game changer. Okay, so the three main topics that we're going to cover today. AI has reshaped today's job market. So we're going to hit on a couple of main components that we feel like are important for your successful job search. Applicant tracking systems. I'm sure you guys hear all the time, there's so many different trainings and, newsletter articles that are sent out about, applicant tracking systems. So just in a nutshell, those are the systems that when you apply for a job, companies on the other end or recruiting firms, it's just the system that your resumes flow through before they get to recruiters. AI has been integrated into many applicant tracking systems at many companies because it does help streamline the recruiting process. It helps to screen resumes, it helps to pull information from your resume and match you with the job requirement. And then some more advanced applicant tracking systems, they're able to do an initial skills assessment. And it's pretty impressive. AI has also been integrated into many of the most well-known, job search platforms. Of course, we're going to touch on LinkedIn today. AI algorithms help to personalize your job recommendations. It's pretty amazing if you all are active on LinkedIn and, you're seeing, jobs pop up that really do fit your skill set. That's thanks to the power of AI. So we're going to cover some, topics here to help make that the most successful, AI experience, use that to your advantage. And then, of course, LinkedIn, through the power of AI algorithms, you're able to optimize your profile through skill endorsements. And I think skill endorsements is probably something that not a whole lot of people really focus on. But if you're able to leverage the AI technology in LinkedIn, the skill endorsement piece to it really helps elevate your profile and make you more visible to recruiters. You've got that. Highly recommend if you're, looking for a job on the job market to have that green open to work, emblem around your photo on LinkedIn. That definitely helps. And then, of course, things like skill endorsement that will also increase your visibility. And then we have some amazing platforms for learning that do use the power of AI and algorithms to help you develop your skill set and then upskill you. So it's, I mentioned before through our Reskill Arkansas training program, we do provide free access to Google Coursera, professional certifications in the IT field. But those platforms, LinkedIn Learning and Coursera, there's a tremendous amount of artificial intelligence behind the power of what you see when you're working through those learning platforms, things like recommendations for your next course. They track your progress to better provide recommendations for your next course. They're able to gauge your interest based on, what you're clicking on, maybe courses that you're not fully enrolling in, but you're just curious about. All of that is being gathered on the back end. You probably don't even realize it. But then that information is being twisted to present you with options that would best help you in your career and along your career path. So pretty cool stuff. So we're excited to dive into some details. All right, so let's start off with applicant tracking systems. As I mentioned before, AI algorithms in most applicant tracking systems, they help to streamline the recruiting process. So that includes, reading your resume, and it's extracting your personal information, your skills, your experience. So that's step one. So we're going to help you understand how to best tailor your resume to be successful in making it through an applicant tracking system. We discovered some really great tools that could be helpful to you. So definitely excited to help you guys there. And then another way AI is integrated into applicant tracking systems is through a keyword match. So these AI algorithms, they are matching extracted information, again, from your skills, your personal information, your experience, truly matching those against keywords in the job description. So I know so many of y'all have probably heard of us on our recruiting team. We always say when you're applying for a job, tailor your resume. And this is exactly why. That keyword match is, it's a very significant piece. A lot of times, if you don't match, if your resume doesn't match up with a certain percentage of words that are in the job description, you won't necessarily get in the top, list for that recruiter to review. And that brings us to ranking and scoring. So a lot of applicant tracking systems that incorporate machine learning, they use AI to identify resumes with the highest rank and score. So that's just another filtering layer there. That way it can streamline the recruiting process and provide recruiters with a prioritized list of candidates. Sometimes, especially with large companies, hundreds of people may submit their resumes. And it's just not realistic in today's day and age for a single recruiter to go through and review each one. So AI is helpful on the recruiting side, but it can also be really helpful to job applicants if you know the system and you have the right tools for the workaround so that you can get through and be on that priority list. Okay, so I mentioned before, we definitely want you all to walk away from today's webinar feeling super equipped with the tools that you need to be successful with your resumes and this applicant tracking system. So here are, now I'm going to preface this and say ACDS does not endorse any of these tools. However, these are things that I've personally kind of scoped out and helped candidates work through. And I can tell you they are pretty impressive. So I want to encourage you all to check some of these out. It's JobScan is probably the one that I have noticed that has the most valuable features that are offered for free. Of course, it's a limited free version, but it really is worth it. Just, in a nutshell, it's a system that you upload your resume, you see a job online that you're interested in, you can copy and paste that job description into the JobScan program, and you hit submit. And then all of a sudden, all that information that I just shared with you about an applicant tracking system, the resume parsing, the ranking and scoring, JobScan will do that for you. It will tell you how closely your resume matches the job description. Not only that, you can take it a step further, and it gives you suggestions on what to adjust on your resume to get a higher match, percentage, to have a higher shot at being one of those higher recommended resumes that a recruiter ends up looking at. So these are really great tools. They're going to help provide you with insights on, those keywords that applicant tracking systems are looking for. It'll give you suggestions on kind of find and replace to elevate your resume and make it a little bit more professional. And same with ResuMatch. And then Resume Worded is also another very popular one that I've heard a lot of folks have success with. So all of these have free options. I definitely recommend exhausting the free route, before you go into, paying for a trial period. I will tell you, one of the most important aspects about this resume tailoring process, guys, we know that the job market can be tough. It can be a strain on your time, but also the mental, if you're just firing off resumes, applying for jobs without tailoring your resume, you're going to get lots of rejection emails. We totally understand that can weigh on you. So we really want to encourage you all to take advantage of these free resources and maximize your opportunity and really have a more targeted approach to your job search. That way you can land a job hopefully sooner rather than later. All right, so we shall keep things moving along. Okay, so as I mentioned before, we are going to cover, we're going to touch on LinkedIn a couple times. Okay, so how to leverage AI on these job search platforms. So the most popular ones, Indeed, LinkedIn, and Glassdoor. Those are just, where the most jobs are being posted nowadays, but each one has a very interesting function that is unique to that platform. So I thought it would be nice just to kind of highlight each of those so that you all know, number one, the importance of having a fully complete profile on. If you're using Indeed, you want your profile to be complete. If you're using Glassdoor, you want your profile to be complete. And there are so many reasons why. So we're going to start with LinkedIn. So if you all are not active on LinkedIn, if you all do not have a profile, that's okay. If you meet with any of our recruiters, definitely something we ask is, are you on LinkedIn? Our marketing director, Clint Hankinson, he actually created a fantastic YouTube video that's on the ACDS YouTube channel. He created a fantastic step-by-step video on how to create a LinkedIn profile. It's very simple. He explains it in such a great way, while also highlighting things that are truly the most important to make your profile stand out. So after we finish up today's webinar, of course, we will send you a copy of the recording, but we will also include that link to the webinar that Clint hosted with the profile step-by-step tutorial. Okay, so LinkedIn, across the board, y'all, you need to have a complete profile, and also you want to make sure your profile matches your resume. In Clint's YouTube video, he really gave some fantastic statistics that, something like over 60–70% of jobs are landed through LinkedIn. And I don't think those are landed through partial profiles or, things that have incomplete skill sets. You really want to make sure and spend that time to fully develop a quality profile so that you can have the most success. So on LinkedIn, AI is incredible. When you are on LinkedIn and you see that list pop up of suggested connection requests, that is all thanks to the power of AI. Those algorithms are looking at your professional experience. They're looking at your existing contact list. They're looking at your resume. They're looking at your interactions. And then they are recommending people that could potentially expand your professional network. That is all through the power of AI. And we're going to kind of talk a little bit about, ways to leverage that to your advantage through, networking. But skill endorsements, that is another key piece that I don't often hear, that bit highlighted often enough. So skill endorsements, there is a section on LinkedIn where you can ask, previous coworkers or previous people that you've worked with to step up and say, yes, Amanda does, I worked with her, with public speaking. So yes, I will vouch for that. That is a skill endorsement. Those LinkedIn algorithms help you to recommend who to reach out to and ask for that specific skill endorsement. The reason that's important is because it increases your visibility on LinkedIn so that recruiters can find you and see you. So that skill endorsement is so important. And if you don't know what skills to put on your LinkedIn, look at your resume. There are, and LinkedIn, of course, provides a solid list of skills to choose from to add to your profile. And then it also, wants you to choose which, employer you worked at where you flexed that skill. So AI in LinkedIn is amazing in many, many ways. Over to Indeed, again, the key there, have a complete profile. You always want your profile to match your resume. It's definitely going to offer you suggested, positions that are tailored specific to you and your experience. AI algorithms are incredible. If you have, worked in the HR field and you have been working your way up in your career, these AI algorithms, they can pick up on that, and they can recommend positions along your same career path that help you further, that trajectory, as to where you're going in your career. So again, that can only happen if your profile is complete and you're nice and thorough. And then, of course, Glassdoor. So Glassdoor is unique because that is where you can go to find reviews. Some reviews, you got to take with a grain of salt, but either way, if you get on Glassdoor and you have created a profile, and you have searched, if maybe you're interested in, working for a large corporation, I always advise people, Google and check out Glassdoor and just kind of see what people are saying. If you don't know somebody on, that currently works at that employer, check out Glassdoor and kind of get a feel for what's going on there. So that means you're typing in that employer name, you're typing in that location, and then you're searching. And whether or not you realize it, that AI is kicking in the background. Those algorithms are picking up on things that you're interested in so that it can turn around and then provide you with opportunities that fit your skill set and your career path. Pretty impressive. Um, so a little bit there on optimizing your job platform profiles. So leveraging AI for skill building and upskilling. I mentioned before Google Coursera. Y'all, we can offer those through our Reskill Arkansas training program. But AI is at work in Google Coursera when you are in there, building your skills. If you have experience working and skill building through a professional certification course through Coursera, you're well aware that a lot of times it'll pop up your suggested next course. It tracks your progress. It's able to identify maybe topics that you're spending a little bit more time on. And that is truly to the user benefit, because then it turns around and offers you suggestions on, okay, maybe you need to strengthen your skill or, enhance your skills and spend a little bit more time to master this skill. You can take this course and that'll help you do so. Again, ACDS, we offer Coursera options in many different IT, professions: analytics, business intelligence, UX design, project management. The list goes on. Definitely check out our website and apply to our Reskill Arkansas training program if you'd like access to that. But Google Coursera, it's not just about completing the certification. We always recommend continuously building your skill set. And AI working in the background of Google Coursera is helping you do that. But the key is you got to be on, you got to be active, you really got to be focused and spending time to get the best results. Love LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn Learning is such a great option for folks who want to learn something, soft skills, as well as actual, hard skills or tools to use on the job. Pro tip: LinkedIn Learning for most folks, you're going to get access to it through a premium subscription, which can be kind of expensive on a monthly basis. But a little tip here: call your local library. A lot of libraries will offer access to LinkedIn Learning for free if you are a library card holder. I live here in Bentonville. I know the Bentonville Library supports that. I believe the Fayetteville Public Library does too. So absolutely go that route first. Go the free route before you pay every time, right? And they may not, your local library may not provide that, but you know what? It's worth a shot. And again, a complete LinkedIn profile is going to get you the best results in LinkedIn Learning. Because again, right off the bat, if you have a LinkedIn profile and you flip over to LinkedIn Learning just to check out, what all is offered, a list of suggested courses is automatically going to pop up. That's thanks to the power of AI. It is pulling information from your profile, from your professional experience, from your existing skills, from your connections to gauge your career path and then suggest courses that could be helpful for you. How cool is that? Those curated learning paths are invaluable. And if it goes too far in one direction, as far as assuming that you want to master a skill in this direction, easy. It's so easy for you to redirect that algorithm by selecting a course that's more up your alley or that you're more interested in. So you maintain control of all that. But again, the key is to have a complete LinkedIn profile, and then a solid list of connections and, again, those skill endorsements. That will absolutely come in handy. Another cool thing about LinkedIn Learning is these skills assessments. Y'all, it's one thing to learn a skill. It's one thing to put it to the test in the workplace, but we don't know what we don't know. So LinkedIn Learning uses AI to provide very tailored skills assessments to help evaluate your proficiency. And the whole point of that is to help the system suggest better courses for you to help you upskill. Definitely take advantage of that incredible feature. And then, of course, LinkedIn for networking. When you have those profile suggestions pop up, that's thanks to the power of AI. It is, and I think mostly expanding your professional network. I know you guys have heard that everywhere. If you're really active in your job search, everyone recommends networking, right? Networking on LinkedIn can be a very powerful thing because not only connecting with other professionals, is a huge area of opportunity there, but also it will suggest groups for you to join, groups that are specific to your career path and your field. So again, thanks to the power of AI, you can increase your network by joining these suggested groups and seeing which other your connections may be part of these groups, something to bond over, find that common ground. Super important to make those connections when you're actively searching for a job. And then, of course, the AI algorithms, they tailor your news feed. So a lot of times if you log on to LinkedIn, you may see the same things, same people popping up. That's because the AI is really at work in the background there, checking to see which profiles you interact the most with. And it continues to present that same information. So when you're liking a post or you're making a comment, keep that in mind that if you want to see more of that content, interact more with those posts. If you join some of these professional pages on LinkedIn, comment, be active, be very active, so that those AI algorithms can kick in the background and suggest additional groups that could help you further your career. So again, lots of cool options here. Goes back to, I'll repeat it probably a few more times before we wrap up today, but a solid and complete, LinkedIn profile is going to get you the best results on all these areas. Okay, so guys, how can ACDS help, right? We've given you some tools today. We've given you a few tricks of the trade. We have given you a little bit of guidance on how you can best leverage AI on these job search platforms and use this for the most successful job search. But we are still here to help, and we want to help. ACDS, we still offer resume reviews. Some of those tools that I mentioned before, some of those websites that you can go to for free to work on matching your resume with the job description, those are fantastic. You've got to start out with a solid resume to begin with. Things are with resumes do need to be super specific. Resumes should read top to bottom, left to right, no tables or columns, minimal to no graphics. Sometimes simple is better. And ACDS, we as a nonprofit, we are happy to do resume reviews for free to set you up to make sure you're on the right track to begin with. And then we love to do interview coaching, mock interviews. That's something that our recruiters are extremely good at. We want to get to know you so that we can meet you where you're at and go through some mock interview questions. And as a nonprofit, we do have the luxury of being able to give you some feedback on your responses. We want you to best present yourself to every employer. So again, reach out to us, apply for a job so that we can help you, through a mock interview. We want to help you strengthen your interview skills. And then, of course, through our employer connections, we work with companies all over the state. Our employer partners are fantastic. And many of them, as one of our former employers, Kristen Schreiag, she used to call them frequent flyers. Employers come back to us for our recruiting services. They know that our talent, the talent that is in our system, the talent that we, really work with over time to help build their skills and, sharpen your interview skills, it's quality. So our employer partners come back to us frequently, when they have a job that needs to be filled. So ACDS, if you work with us, if you are in our system, that's probably the best way that we'll be able to help connect you with some of our internship and apprenticeship opportunities. So moral of the story, go to our website. If you see a job that you think you might be interested in, please send in your resume, submit a full application, so that we can connect with you and help you. I believe might be our last slide. Our current job openings, a lot of these are in different regions of the state. Right now, we've got internships in the northwest part of the state, the southeast part of the state, and then the northeast part of the state coming soon. We have a few pending opportunities there. And then same with apprenticeship. We always have things coming down the pipeline. Right now we're looking for, a position to fill in Fayetteville in the Northwest Arkansas area, but we definitely have things in the pipeline for more in Northwest, same with Central Arkansas. And ACDS, we're expanding into advanced manufacturing and advanced energy. Ms. Jenny Sales, who is a senior recruiter on our call today, she is an incredible resource if you all are interested, in those areas. So go to our website, send in your resume, so that we can connect with you and help best guide you in this career path. And then, of course, as I've mentioned several times before, our Reskill Arkansas training program, we love to, we're super proud of being able to meet candidates where they're at and help nurture and, grow your skill set, both your soft skills and your technical skills. And that's through our Reskill Arkansas training program. So we definitely encourage you, if you're not already part of our Reskill program, go online, send us your application, send us your resume, so that we can help support you. And as I mentioned before, our website, www.acds.co. There's no M on the end. And then we're on all the social media platforms, super active on LinkedIn, Facebook. So definitely follow us there for the latest happenings. If you are in the northwest part of the state, we are really gearing up to host a whole lot of events here this year. So definitely want you to be in the know there. Best way to do that is through our LinkedIn page. And then, of course, if you have any questions on the status of your resume, reach out to us at talent@acds.co. There's 6 of us on our recruiting team. So, give us a little grace, with time time to get back to you. But definitely reach out to us, if you have any questions about programs or anything like that. We are more than happy to help. Okay, so that concludes today's presentation. I'm checking out the chat right now. All right, Nicole, Jenny, any questions that we need to visit?
I haven't seen any questions so far. Just a good kudos. Great class. Thank you so much.
Oh, awesome. Well, there we go. And guys, if you all have any questions after we wrap up today, I mentioned before, we recorded today's session. We will send you a link to today's recording. It will be on our YouTube page. I'm also going to send you the fantastic webinar that Clint Hankinson hosted for us about creating a high quality LinkedIn profile. So be on the lookout for both of those follow-up emails after today. Thank you. We really can't thank you enough for spending your lunch hour with us. Hope everybody stays warm. And we hope you guys have, really come away from today feeling empowered and equipped to, really be successful in your job search. So thank y'all very much.